Hey there, everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. By the way, guys, I know it's a little later in the week, but I want to wish you guys both a very happy Veterans Day. I hope it was a great day for both of you. Willie, did you go to every buffet in town and eat up?
I didn't get enough time to do that. I got back in at 6, but I still hit about 3, 4 restaurants at one time. And just I had something for 2 days. So
There you go.
But
you earned it.
I definitely was sleepy.
Yeah, you earned it. Swami, how was your Veterans Day? Was it good?
Doc, oh yeah, we had a good day, Doc. Don't worry. Plenty of good eating. So I appreciate it out there.
Well, we appreciate you guys. All right, let's get started here with week number 11. Big slate out there, a lot going on. I feel like I have a better handle this week than I did last week. Let's kick it off with New England against the Rams, guys. 1:00. I don't normally like West Coast teams traveling East Coast. A couple teams are doing that here. A lot of these quarterbacks that we see don't throw many times. Jared Goff maybe throws 25-30. Russell Wilson 25-30. But when Drake May throws a lot, he's throwing like 38, 40, 42. Willie, can you find some love for the Patriots and the Rams? Maybe a little May, maybe a little Henry, maybe a little Puka, a little Kyron. What are you thinking?
Oh, first of all, Henry's on suspension. That bastard, he is on suspension from
in your team or real life?
Yeah, in real life, he's on suspension. we was all on that rascal last week, and he got us at that one catch. Thank you, Mr. Henry. If I had to do it, I mean, they're not going to be a core for me, but I think May, this would be a type of team to do it. But you could do a May a Butte combination if you wanted to do it, But I mean, it's not my favorite thing. And the Rams, listen, they on suspension too. That Monday night game stunk. They had against it. That was a horrible game. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of a West Coast team coming to the East Coast, and I think the Patriots, they're kind of scrappy. I mean, I don't mind their defense against the Rams. So I mean, to me, I just think that this game is not. I'm not going to be on a lot in this game, to be honest with you.
Swami, our friend Permar basically says, "How about a naked May? 30% pressure rate. May thrives on the pressure."
Cooper May, Elaine May, Teresa May. Doc, just some of the Mays that I might consider playing before I consider playing May this weekend at quarterback, naked or otherwise.
All right. Look, I know Heat Override loves Puka Nacua this week. And Cooper Kupp not as good against much better in zone defenses than he is against man defenses where Puka thrives. All right. I just think May is going to win somebody a lot of money one day because the Patriots are willing to throw. And he can run, right? You're getting the mobility and you're getting the passing. Maybe this isn't the week, but it is the week. Just saying it. Just saying. Could be a week. All right. Permar also says Kendrick Bourne. He's cheap. All right. Dolphins play the Raiders. Here's another one where a West Coast team comes to the East Coast. We haven't seen, Swami, the Miami Dolphin boom game, right? The boom game. The Tua, the Achan, the Tyreek, Jonnu Smith. I know the Raiders are good against receivers. Do you like any other Dolphins this week?
I think I'm very interested in the train. I think, again, the targets out the backfield, him steadily being involved and probably leading the backfield as well, makes him a man of interest. I think he's really close to a lock as well. I like the way they're using him, his price a lot. I don't know if I'm interested in anybody on the other side, but if it was, it might be Myers. I think he's healthy. I might be interested in taking a shot there. But other than that, Doc, just give me
Now, Willie, a couple of things. First of all, Jonnu Smith, I think, is in play. Secondly, Myers is certainly in play. But Swami mentioned Achan. Don't you think that Achane is going to be super popular, that we're looking at a lot of teams that are going to start out with CMC and Achane? How do we get away from that?
Well, I mean, he will be popular, but this is a guy to me like he disappointed last week. So I think a lot of people are going to look at that too and say, yeah, he only got 10 points. He was very disappointed in that Monday night game. But this is the type of matchup that I think he can excel in. And one thing that you did see is, they cut down those the carries, so he gets a lot of the touches. This didn't work out last week. It was one of those fluky games, but he's going to be like in about 90% to 80% of my lineup. So I can't, he's the core. He's the core for me. I'm not going to get away from him because I think he should be more. He could be more money, but I think this is a great spot for him.
Let me ask you, I'm just going to give you the negative and you can just tell me no. They throw it a bunch. They put up 40 and maybe in the fourth quarter he's not playing. Maybe Tyreek trips on the 2-yard line, then bring in Mostert. I mean, is Achane a living lock?
I mean, listen, he's going to be in most of my lineups. And remember, Mostert didn't play a lot last week. I think they're starting to sit him down. And listen, this dude is too talented. And the thing about it is you better use him while he's healthy. Because, you never know when he's going to get hurt. So I would listen. He's going to be in most of my lineups.
Swami, Willie likes Achane. You like Achane. I like Achane. But if we all like Achane, do we not worry about it? We don't care if he's 40% roster. We just play the dude.
Right. No, Doc, not this week. I think as we start to unpack this slate a little bit, I don't know if we're going to find many better options, especially at that price.
All right, fair enough. Let's get to the next game here. Green Bay and Chicago. This is a very low point total, 40.5. So look, the Bears are a mess. We know they're an offensive mess, but defense, they're pretty good. They play a zone defense. Jaden Reed is a good against zone, but the Packers don't look like they have a ton. Josh Jacobs, though, Swami, without Andrew Billings, you've been able to run a lot on the Bears. Would you pay for Jacobs? Do you like anybody in this game, or are you staying away from it?
Doc, as much as I semi-like both teams are struggling. Specifically, it's just not a lot to like from the Bears. Swift was a man of interest, and that was more matchup dependent. Not really sure this week. I think I'm probably more stay away than I am anything else. As far as the other side, I did have some sneaky interest in maybe like Watson, but maybe Kraft. But I don't know, Doc. I can't let you bend my arm here, Doc. I'm going to let you look at this game too. No, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Willie, I mean, anything here? Reed, Jacobs, anything?
Listen, I play Reed that used to play for the Commander Skins back in the day with the concussion protocol before I play that Reed. Listen, the way Love is, I don't know how his leg is. Not only no, but hell no. I'm out.
I don't disagree with Permar, though. Tucker Kraft is sneaky because I think the people are not going to play him. People are going to go cheaper. People are going to play Dawson Knox. They're going to play Jonnu. They're going to overlook Kraft, but I don't know if I didn't wake up today going, Kraft is a great play.
He's a man of interest.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to the next one here, guys. Jacksonville, Detroit, 47. So, look, Willie, this is a good game. We got a lot of guys here, but here's the question. Jared Goff, the Lions are putting 30 up, right? I don't even think we're questioning that. But is it going to come from Gibbs? Is it going to come from Montgomery? Is it going to come from Jameson Williams? Laporte is out. Is it going to come from Amon-Ra St. Brown? Where do the points come from? Or are they spread out so that we decide maybe none of these guys are great starts because not one of these guys is going to have a boom day?
I think Gibbs is a man of interest, but I mean, because of I don't see back and forth in this, and the lines are priced up. They're really priced up, and then I do like Gibbs, but do I want to play Achane at the same price point? That I know that's going to get the touches. Or do I, or do Montgomery snipe me? Listen, they are in play. If I had an interest, it's going to be more on the other side for Jacksonville. I think, going against Detroit in the dome, I think I think you go back. That was a difficult matchup going against Minnesota last week. I think the defense, the pass defense for Detroit is exploitable. So I don't mind just, to get a little back, just in a lineup too, not a core, but I just think you'd be interested in, and hopefully, he
Who?
can hit the wide receiver this time.
Who did he say? Did
Now,
he say? You said Mac Jones.
Isn't he starting again this week or no? Is he
He
out?
is starting again this week. All right, Swami, before you take Willie's head off here, let me just give you a couple of guys who may go underappreciated. First of all, Permar and our friend King to Icon both said Evan Engram. Evan Engram is in play. Now, let me give you another guy who might just be in the play, Swami. Travis Etienne. There's no Tank Bigsby. You can throw out of the backfield on the Lions. Somebody's got to get the football there. Or are we just saying no way, no how, no thank you, and we'll go with a Montgomery, we'll go with a Jameson? What do you think, Swami?
I'm on camera 2.
Camera 2.
Bring it in, Danger. Hey, listen, guys. Not just no, but hell no. If you looked at any film on this team last week, that offense without Trevor Lawrence looks like BODO. Stay far away from these jokers. Don't play a Thomas, a Ingram. Don't convince yourself of an ETN, an Astien, an ET. Nothing. These jokers stink. The only thing you can play here is the Lions defense and maybe Montgomery. I would not say Brown. They're not going to throw it enough. I wouldn't even look at the backup tight end because Laporta's out. This game is going to be a laugher. They're going to take all A out the football. The Lions just going to run them straight out the stadium. And when Mac Jones is not running for his life, he will be turning the ball over, just like he did last week. No, thank you.
So I want to address something that Permar says here. I don't think Permar is wrong. That is good knowledge, right? What he is writing there is good knowledge. What you're not realizing, Permar, is that Mac Jones stinks. And our rule, my rule, no bad quarterbacks when money's on the line.
Agreed.
All right. Let's get to another game here. Ooh, this one's interesting, guys. Cleveland and New Orleans.
Yes.
Now, look, I'm going to give you my favorite leverage spot of the week. Are you ready for my favorite leverage spot of the week? Swami, Trevor mentioned this. I think Nick Chubb is a leverage spot. People want to play Jameis. They want to play Cedric Tillman. They want to play the Cleveland passing game. Nobody wants to play Nick Chubb. But could Nick Chubb run for 100 yards and 2 TDs? 1,000%. Who do you like in this game?
I think I'm very interested in Chubb. I know the last time we talked about him being in a decent spot. The offense was struggling. Jameis Winston turned the ball over a ton. It wasn't the right game. This might be a better situation for him. I think the revenge factor with Jameis, I think he might come out and play a little bit better, which means he won't be turning the ball over as much. I think Chubb could probably get it going this week. I think this is a good week for the Browns offense. And if Jameis shows out, we could get some fireworks here. I like both sides. I know Trevor didn't like going back to Valdez-Scantling this week, but we talked about him a little bit being that deep threat. I think that he's taken over that Rashid. And if he's going to be in that role, the deep ball, that's what makes that offense go. Remember, they struggle without having that type of presence in the offense. Now that he's back, I think it opens it up again. I think I still like or have a lot of interest in him, Tillman, and definitely Chubb. I like this game a lot.
Willie, I like this game too. No, MVS is really good against man coverage. Cleveland plays a ton of man coverage. I think what Playmaker said here is true. The Saints are really bad against slot receivers. Elijah Moore is there. What are you doing in this game?
Hold on for a minute. Camera, Danger, where are you?
Your camera 1, Swami's 2.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, camera 1, come on here first. Let me.
Everybody wants a camera, Swami. Look at that.
So, I know what Swami just tell you. I won't play as Brooks, as Scantling. Not only no, but hell no, I'm not playing that bastard. And you could go back to that bastard. But Mr. Tillman is almost a lock on this slate. Yes, because he should be 7,000. He should be 7,000. Jameis is going to sling this ball. I don't mind going with Jameis, Njoku, and Tillman. You know what I mean? Jameis is a man of interest. Tillman will be a core for me in this slate. I love Mr. Tillman. Mr. Chubb is in play, but he's not going to be my favorite guy. I got me somebody from some other game in Denver that I think I'm going to like more than Mr. Chubb.
What I'll say about Mr. Chubb is even if he don't have a huge game as far as yards, if he can get a touchdown or two this week, which I think he could, I think it makes him a little bit interesting as well.
But also remember, isn't Ford back or no? Is he back?
He's back, but I'm not buying into that. Look, to take down a tournament, you need a leverage play. It was like Taysom Hill a couple of weeks ago. You need to have that everybody's on this. We need to go here. And I just think Chubb feels like that leverage play. What if Elijah Moore trips on the 1 yard line? Nick Chubb's coming in, going to get the touchdown, right? Jameis likes taking big shots downfield. So maybe Cleveland scores 3 touchdowns, but 2 of them are Chubb, and Jameis gets you like 225 and 1. You're not winning a tournament with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think Chubb is going to be more right. He's not a secret. I mean, everybody knows New Orleans. You can run on him. I get it.
He hasn't done much, and how Doc says he likes to be a little bit early. He's not waiting for him to come to the dance.
I get it. I just think that he's going to be, like I said, I for some reason that knee injury, just like it was for. I just think sometimes it takes 2 years to get back to where you need to be.
Look, I think Cleveland's winning this game. I don't think there's a doubt of that, right? Cleveland is winning this game. Jameis is pissed off. This is a revenge narrative. They could have paid him. They paid Derek Carr. No doubt in my mind. I just, I'm trying to get people paid. Yeah. All right, let's get to Minnesota against Tennessee. Ooh, yeesh. Let me just bring something out here. Swami, people are going to want to play Jefferson. I don't know if I like it. It feels expensive. People are going to want to pay Calvin Ridley. I don't know about that when the Vikings are going to be up. Will Levis's sphincter. Tony Pollard is not going to find room to run. Can you get behind Hawkinson? Can you get behind the Vikings defense? What plays do you like here?
Hawkinson showed a little something last week, like you said he would, Doc. I was poo-pooing him. I still didn't like he got started late, but that doesn't matter. He got started. So I'll say that Hawkinson, I think he's coming along. That price is still right there where you could take a shot with him. But if you would have asked me too, thanks for the thumbs up, Willie. If you would have asked me about 2 guys, I would say Calvin Ridley and Jefferson are GPP plays. And I think if you were taking a shot with them, a tournament shot, those are the guys. The rest of it, I'm really not interested in this week. I would probably Minnesota defense would be the next best play I could come up with.
Yeah, Willie, I'm thinking pass over here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I will play. I will play George Jefferson. I'll play the president, John Jefferson, whatever his name before.
Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, before I play that bastard, and not hell no, I ain't playing that bastard. He's out. I am not playing him with that quarter. No, thank you.
I will give you a play. This is a crazy play. I think Nick Westbrook-Ikhine has a better chance of scoring a touchdown than Calvin Ridley this week.
I do, but it's the core. Listen, if it was Rudolph in the game, yes, because he loved Ikhine. But I can't get with him with this quarterback.
By the way, Playmaker asked about Davis Allen. He played more than He played more than Cole Parkinson last week. So yeah, there's worse spots. All right, let's get to the next guy here. Ooh, Swami's Ravens playing the Steelers.
Interesting.
This is an interesting game here. So let's talk about this, Swami. On one hand, you have the Ravens. You got Lamar, who's going to have a day. You got Derrick Henry, who may not be the biggest day, but certainly be good. Zay Flowers is in play. We haven't seen any Deontay Johnson, nothing. Is this the game they bring him out? On the other side, Russell Wilson's been terrific, but they don't throw it a ton. George Pickens is in play. Freiermuth is in play. Mike Williams is in play. How are you approaching this game?
Let me tell everybody out there in football land something about Ravens Steelers. No, this isn't this is the game you want to look to. You want to this. Don't let the kids watch this one. This is going to be old school. This is going to be. I'm talking horseshoes and hand grenades. This is going to be a scrap. Don't look for a lot of points. Don't look for that foolishness you saw in the Bengals game. This is going to be a scrap. I don't think since Lamar's been there, I don't think either team has ever gone over 30 points. I wouldn't. These games are 23-17 type games. It's going to be a scrap. Maybe you give them a bump, maybe one touchdown each, but you're not looking at big points. That doesn't mean you can't have decent fantasy days from somebody. The folks who I like the most, I think Pickens is in a great spot just because the Ravens haven't proved to cover anybody. But again, and he did well against them the last time in Pittsburgh. But I don't necessarily think that this divisional game is going to just be, I know that Vegas loves them, but I don't think so. I think it's going under. And I think Henry, maybe Andrews, and then on the other side, you already mentioned Wilson, Pickens. All those guys are in play, but as a caution, this is the yellow caution flag. I'm going to give it to Willie.
Swami, what about this one comment from Permar? Lamar's ownership is going to be microscopic, and he can take down a slate. Before we get to Willie, do you agree with that or no?
Lamar has never gone over 20 points against the Steelers in maybe 6 or 7 games. Fantasy.
All right, Willie, talk to me. Talk to me here.
I think now. I mean, he's not a core, but I think out of 20 lineups, I will have 3 lineups with Lamar in it because he's the type of guy that can take down a slate. And remember, Swami, I understand that he scored 20, but remember all those drops they had of his balls he threw. If I remember those games correctly, he threw some balls, and they dropped balls last year in that game.
He had 2 MVP seasons. He's gone to the playoffs multiple years. He hasn't gone over 20. Even when the Ravens offense was averaging 30, 40 points, he hasn't gone over 20.
But I'm just,
they did do it against the Steelers.
I just think that Lamar, I'm going to have a couple of lineups with Lamar because I think he'll be that type of guy that can get 30 points and he'll outscore every quarterback on the slate. I just say he has that type of upside, and I don't mind if I have Lamar, like I might do the opposite thing. You run the Pittsburgh receiver on the other side, and you run Lamar, and you hope Lamar runs it in 1 or 2 because I don't think Henry's is gonna be the big. I will not be paying up for Henry in this matchup, but I do have interest in Lamar. I really do.
Henry has a better shot than Lamar, Doc. At taking down.
But I like Willie's thinking of going with Lamar and Pickens because if Lamar's playing well, then Pickens should come with him. If Pickens is playing well, then Lamar is going to have to do something. I also really like Pat Freiermuth. Why is nobody talking about Pat Freiermuth? Baltimore is epically bad against tight ends, Swami.
Pat Freiermuth in season long, Doc. I fired him. And I fired him since Wilson been back. In 3 games, the offense has scored more touchdowns and has looked very, very good at times, and he's not a part of it. Every time I look, that big Joker Washington's in there, and I can't find Pat. Pat barely got in there to get a little something to give you some hope, but just not enough. He's not being involved enough.
All right, I do want to say this. I mean, I want to talk about this for a second because I read this somewhere. I can't remember where. I'd read a million things over the course of a week. Russell Wilson has thrown the ball beautifully. He has. But don't you think that he needs a running game in order to do the play action game? And if there's no threat of a running game, which there is not here, there's no threat of Najee Harris running more than 30 yards. I think that makes Russell Wilson less effective than more effective. Do you agree with that, Willie?
Oh yeah, I'm not on Russ this week because I respect the Ravens run defense. You're not running on the Ravens. That's one thing you're not doing. And and I don't think you're going to make a steady. Because I think the Ravens are healthier. I don't think you're going to make a steady living just throwing off of you have no running game. So I am not on, we was on Russell last week, but not this week. But I do like his deep ball.
They're going to have to run the ball, Doc, 20 times. It's not a lot of chase It's not a lot of chasing in the league. Everybody else has average guys compared to some of those type of guys.
Maybe this is a Jaylen Warren week. Maybe Heat is right. I originally thought it could be when this week started, but I don't know. All right, let's get to this next game here. Indianapolis against the Jets. The Jets, I want to thank the Jets for single-handedly blowing up all my DFS rosters last week. I mean, that was poo-poo. Now, let's talk about something here. I think, guys, that Anthony Richardson might be a pretty sneaky play. Stop it, Swami. Stop the madness. How many guys can – first of all, the Jets are not a great defense. Can Anthony Richardson not throw for 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 60 yards rushing, and a rushing touchdown, and all of a sudden I have 30 points?
I've been trying to talk you and Willie off these ledges all season. I did last week with that doggone 40-year-old quarterback I told y'all to stay away from. Who is it this week, Willie? I told you about Coker. I told you about Noah Brown. I told you about Turpin. Who is it this week that I'm going to talk y'all off the ledge on? Is it going to be this guy? He's been absolutely blue, stinky, horrible, putrid bad. You can't get behind Caleb Williams, Doc, but y'all keep trying to sell me on this doggone Richardson.
I hate Caleb Williams.
And he should be added to the cart. He stinks. It's not. I'd rather play the Jets.
What if he runs for 100 yards and a touchdown right there? If he does that one thing, I'm at 19 points.
That's true. And his best chance is that he touchdown vultures Taylor and they get Taylor going. That's the best case scenario. He has to get Taylor going, and he has to then touchdown vulture Taylor, and they have to play ahead and not behind. If they're playing from behind, he's in trouble. So I'll give you that, Doc.
Willie, can we find any love for Breece Hall, any love for Adams, Wilson, A-Rich, anyone?
Listen, the only way I'm playing the Jets is because I got them in season long. They are all fired, the bastards. You know, they all could kick some rocks to me. I'm sorry, you listen. Oh, do not mention Aaron Rodgers. I will play Roy Rodgers. I will play Mr. Rodgers, and I'll wear the sweater.
Ginger Rodgers.
Yeah, before I play that bastard. Man, let me tell you something. And do you think I'm going to trust Anthony Richardson? And the Jets defense has been putrid, but they're going to smell blood tomorrow.
Willie, do you remember our good friend Tommy G?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the best radio segments was that when Willie gave his phone number on Twitter, Tommy G and I try to delete it, but it's okay. Well, that's for another day.
That's Willie.
Now, Tommy G would say when a guy would have a crappy week the week before, that's when you want to play him again. Nobody in their right mind is going to want to play Aaron Rodgers. Nobody. He's going to be 0.2% owned. Does that make him a play, Willie?
Well, no, that means his mother and his sister are playing him. That's what that means. That's where the 0.2% is. No.
But I told y'all before, even those games that you gave him credit for, 2 fantastic catches for Wilson. 1 block. It's like you guys were giving him credit for the mistakes he was making that just turned out to work out. And I don't know if you can give credit to that stuff that's not on schedule. He hasn't been playing well. He's been struggling mightily.
He's been terrible. All right, let's get to some good games now. 3 good games here. Seattle, San Francisco. Willie, if I have 100 lineups, Mr. CMC will be in all 100. I don't care. I don't care. And I don't care. I don't know if I love anybody on Seattle that much. I don't know if I love Purdy that much, but I know I need CMC. Is there anybody else in this game that you like on top of CMC?
Nah, he's the guy that I like, but I don't mind. Jake Brown. I don't mind him. You know, going back with him. I don't mind that. But CMC, listen, love CMC. You might be able to play them. You might be able to play Purdy naked with CMC. I don't mind that either. You know, but CMC is a lock for me too. And he'll be in every lineup, so I'm not even overthinking that. CMC, though, what I like is he came in, didn't have a big rushing day, but you know, the passes. The passes were great, and that's what I said. When he's there, he's taking passes away from other people. So he will be a lock in my lineup. CMC is in there.
Let me ask you this, Swami. can I find any love for Geno? Maybe Geno with McCaffrey? Because if McCaffrey is going to go off, does that mean Geno? If this game is going to be, let's just say 35-21, 35-24, do we get 3 touchdowns from Geno because McCaffrey's pushing it?
Short answer, Doc, is no. So
who else do you like in this game, or is it just McCaffrey?
First, Doc, please allow me to rebut Walls' little claim there when he tried to slip that in when he said, "Oh, C-Mac took passes from everybody else." In fact, he didn't. Mr. Purdy had a great game last week. He took a number of his receivers with him, to include his tight end. They all played pretty well, and C-Mac opened it up and added to it like we said he would, Doc. I don't know why Walls think he's taking away. He's adding.
No, but what I'm saying is they did not have great games. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's spread out more. When CMC is there, he takes some of that stuff away. So that's why I don't like Kittle as much. That's why I don't like the other receivers as much.
So this is why I say add. Why you keep saying take away. The previous.
Well, when I say I'm talking about DFS.
I got it. You got to hear the question before you can answer it. They had 212 yards passing. They had 260 yard passing the previous 2 games. With C-Mac, they had 353. He's adding, not taking away.
Well, first of all, Tampa, though, bad is a zone coverage. It was a defense that stops the run. I mean, that was accentuated. That was even better than we expected from Purdy.
But remember, he hit them up for 368 the last time he played them at home. Talking about the Seahawks. He lights them up too. They ain't no different than Tampa. They stink as well. So the point still remains that, again, C-Mac opens it up and he adds to the offense. He doesn't take away.
But the difference is that it's a 2-way with Seattle. You know, it was a 1-way with Tampa. Tampa gets destroyed against the pass.
Understood.
Everybody.
But I still like Jennings. I still like Debo, and I still like Kittle is the point, Doc. I think they all still in play, which makes Purdy in play. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about playing them all in one lineup, but I think you can take Purdy with Jennings and maybe C-Mac. And then if you're interested in coming back with somebody, I would not, because I just don't like with Metcalf being back, JSN, or anybody over there. I just don't really like the Seattle side of it as much. If you force me, Doc, and I'm talking about you made me, maybe you go at that tight end with, I think, Font is out, maybe, but I don't like it.
I like what Willie's thought was. Can I tell you the best play in this game? Purdy, CMC. Leave it at that. So I get Purdy. I get the touchdowns. If he throws it to McCaffrey, I'm home free. And most people will want to put it with a Jennings. They'll want to find a Kittle. They won't just put it that way. I think it's a smart play.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get mad at it except for if he's throwing it and C-Mac don't get the touchdowns. That's the only thing that can hurt you.
Yeah, but he's going to get rushing. This time, this is a better matchup for him rushing too. So I think he's going to get it both ways.
You can't get better than Tampa. They stink.
That's true. Tampa's great.
They stink.
All right, let's get to Atlanta and Denver. I have a feeling that Mr. Willie Walls is going to tell us about a guy named Audric Estime for $4,500. But Willie may not tell you that he can't catch the football.
I get it. I get it. But the people that I like more in this game is you give me Mr. Nix, you give me Mr. Sutton, and I could run it back with Pitts. You know, I'll take that. I like that combination. I think this is I like Nick. Listen, I like what Nix is doing. And they trust him, and I think this is a great matchup going against Atlanta. So I do like that. But I do. I'm just telling you that running back make things work, and the guy is talented. You know, I knew about him from a week before where I picked him up in a couple of leagues that I got him in. So
I like how Willie's telling me how he knew about him. I knew about him at Notre Dame. Willie, you should be watching college football.
Oh hell no! I saw the film.
I want to get to Permar. Vele is in play. He's really good against zone coverage, which is what Atlanta runs. So, I mean, he had a lot of route share. He is very cheap, especially on FanDuel at 5,200. I think he's going to be in all my FanDuel lineups. Swami, let's turn to the other side here. Is this just a Knicks game? Is this just a Sutton game? Or do we like Pitts? Do we like Bijan? Do we like Kirk Cousins? What do you like on the Atlanta side as well?
Doc, I gotta be honest with you here, Doc. I don't think I'm liking much of this game. I don't know what itch Walls got. Why I like antihistamine so much? Maybe it's because of his price. Not interested. Maybe Mr. Sutton because of how they've been going to Sutton and how he's looked. And I don't think Atlanta. It's nothing scary about the Atlanta side of it. I could probably get behind Sutton. I am honestly going to probably give you guys everything else. I feel like they. Could they beat the matchups on the outside? Sure. I don't think so. I think it's going to be kind of spread out, a scrap. I think they'll get Robinson involved. They'll get Mooney involved. Like, it's going to be one of those kind of games. It's going to be a dogfight against Denver. Denver's scrappy. I think they showed people last week that they're a little bit for real. I think even playing him at 4,500, I feel like he's the kind of guy who could get 15 carries and 70 yards. But is that enough if he don't get in?
And that was exactly my question for you, Swami. Willie's right. 4,500 is a steal. If this guy scores, he's worth it. If he doesn't score, he's going to go 15 for 45. He's going to have one catch for 4 yards. And you will have wasted it because when I have McCaffrey and a Chan in my lineup,
exactly,
you can't beat me.
Excuse me. I want to have all three.
You won't. Well,
okay, but let me ask you that, Willie. Wouldn't you rather in the third spot, would you rather have a receiver who, if he makes a big play like MVS on one play is 1 for 60 and a touchdown, 13 points.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's if was a fifth, we all be drunk.
I'll give you another one.
Yeah. I mean,
my grandmother had, you know what, should be my grandfather.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some, but the combination that I'm really interested in is Bo and Sutton. I love those two, and I like running the back with Pitts. I do like that.
I don't like that.
Let's get to the big game here. Now, this is a game that's interesting to me. Kansas City and Buffalo. I've got to believe these teams expect that they're going to see each other in the playoffs, and they probably will. Are you showing, Swami, you're a coach here. Are you showing all your plays, or are you saving them? And if you are saving them, is Allen in play? Shakir, with maybe Cooper doesn't play. Kincaid is out. Dawson Knox. On the other side, you got Hopkins, you got Hunt, you got Kelsey, Mahomes. But this game could end up 27-24 and have a lot of good plays, but no had-to-have-it plays. What are you thinking here?
I get what you're saying, Doc, because this feel like this could, and I saw what Danger said, how well Allen plays in this matchup, and I agree. And I feel like this game, especially last week, you've seen even when Kansas City doesn't score a lot of points, they can still have some decent fantasy games come out of that offense. It was Kelsey one week, it was Hopkins the week before, where they're able to still get something out of that offense. And I'm talking about even without scoring points. Now imagine if they were scoring points, right? Imagine if he doesn't overthrow Kelsey in the back of the end zone. Imagine if he doesn't overthrow Hopkins. Just imagine if they were scoring points. And then you're talking about a Bills offense that loves the play up and down to the competition that they're facing. It seems like I could see them getting up for this game. This game having if this game could become a track meet, then I would agree with you, Doc. I still feel like they might stall a couple of times, but if the pace stays up where I think it can, we could see some fantasy goodness here. I think I would be interested more in that combination that you and Willie were talking about. Instead of Lamar, they coming back with, I think, Pickens. Give me Josh Allen and come back with Kelsey.
Willie, I'm telling you, Dawson Knox, if I had 100 lineups, Dawson Knox will be in all 100 of them. He will. At 3,500 against a Kansas City team that can't stop a tight end, put him in. He is screaming for Josh Allen. What about Kareem Hunt? What about Allen? What about Kelsey? What are you like in this game?
But what I would like more in this game is I still think DeAndre Hopkins. I like Hopkins, and I don't mind running the back with now. I forgot about the tight end that he's out. I don't mind running back with Dawson Knox. I don't mind that combination. And that combination is not going to break a bank because I honestly think that everybody else is kind of priced up. And, instead of going with Kelsey, I'd just rather go with Knox, get the discount, running back with receivers. So I mean, to me, I just think that these Kansas City's defense is still pretty good. And I'm just not. It's going to be a better watch than it is for DFS plays for me.
But guys, you know that Buffalo's defense cannot show up. They could be winning 24-14 and lose this game 28-24 because their defense just folds in the fourth quarter. We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah.
But let's not remember that we've seen Tampa put up 24 points. The Raiders put up 20 points. I mean, let's not act like Buffalo can't score some points here. The Chiefs are good.
No, they can, but I'm just saying, I mean, I don't want to play Josh Allen at that price point, and so I just think it's enough where I don't think they're going to go off. They can have people that's going to be all right, but not nothing that you have to have.
Okay.
Josh Allen may be the high scorer of the week. It's possible he may be the high scorer of the week. All right, let's get to the FanDuel Sunday night hammer game. It's the Bengals going to the Chargers. I'm giving Jim Harbaugh Coach of the Year right now. I mean, that Charger team is fantastic.
Yes, it is.
But they play a lot of zone coverage. Swami, do you like Burrow, Chase, Higgins, Chase Brown in this coverage? I just see this as maybe a lot of yards, but not a lot of points, which I'm worried about here because I think the Chargers are stingy.
First of all, respectfully, gentlemen, I think Dan Quinn has probably got his guys in a little bit better spot than the Chargers do right now, and I think the Commanders.
Good point.
I'm just saying I'm not mad at what y'all say about Harbaugh, but I think Quinn is doing a heck of a job right now, and so I just wanted to throw his name in the hat. As far as the game, I do like it. I think it is something there. I'm a little concerned with that matchup between the Bengals offense and the Chargers defense. But let's just say we think that they can beat them because they got Higgins coming back into the lineup. We like the way Chase Brown is looking. Who do we want to take? I would probably say take a shot with maybe Higgins, Herbert, and then you pick one as receivers, probably Johnson, something like that. If you told me you were interested in the running backs, I wouldn't be mad. I think all the pieces are decent enough and worth a shot in this game. I just don't know if any of them I think are like a lock this week or you got to have.
Willie, is it a crazy idea to maybe look at Will Dissly?
Oh, listen, Dissly is they are finally giving him the rock. I mean, I like McConkey. I think
Gus Edwards, maybe?
No, I'm not playing Gus Edwards.
Would you play Dissly on FanDuel?
What's his price on FanDuel?
I knew you were going to ask me that question, and now I can't tell you. So hold on 1 second, please. Please hold. Will Dissly on FanDuel is $5,000.
What is Knox price on FanDuel?
Knox on
51.
51. I'm playing Knox.
Give me Dissly. I do like Dissly because they throwing a rock to him. And I'm gonna tell you, Justin Herbert has been playing some good ball. I like Justin Herbert, man. Herbie is getting back to being who Herbie was. He's running the ball. He's healthy. But I mean, listen. The running back for the Bengals is a lock. It's going to be a lock on the FanDuel slate for me.
Chase Brown's a lock for you.
Yeah, I love Brown.
What if I told you that Disley's had one game over 6 points out of 10? What if I told you that? You would still say that you take him over Dawson Knox in that matchup that Doc and I love against the Kansas City Chiefs? You still say that?
No, yeah, I would still say that because you know what? We're going in the future. You're going back in the past, sir. But why not? Or you could play them both if you want to.
You could. I thought about that, Willie. I thought about playing them both. I don't think that's the worst thing I ever heard.
This is criminal.
I do think, though, on FanDuel, this is the potentially second best game of the week behind San Francisco and Buffalo. Like they're right up there. Those three games are right there.
And this, besides the receivers, and with Higgins coming back, I don't know what Higgins' price is, but I think that it's more friendly price-wise. FanDuel.
He's 7,100.
Not playing him.
No.
All right, Willie. Give me the stack. $100 coming your way. Single entry. Who's it going on?
Okay, and I told you this before. Give me Bo Nix. Give me Mr. Sutton, and I'm a running back with Pitts. And I don't mind. Give me Jameis, and give me Mr. Tillman.
Seems reasonable. Swami, what are you thinking?
I think we should piss him. I think he should have to do your analysis. I think this is incredible. Anyway, Doc, I'm thinking, let me give you two. I gotta make up for that stuff Willie just did. Let's go Allen, Knox, and let's bring it back with either Kelsey or Hopkins. That'll be one that I'll give you because I like you, Doc. I'm gonna give you one more. And let's go, because I know you like this, Doc. Let's go Wilson and Pickens, and let's bring it back with Andrews.
Andrews? Julie Andrews?
Yeah, I will play Julie Andrews before I play that.
And the reason why I picked those, Doc, is so you could get those other guys we already talked in there, right? If you think about the lineup, we got our backs already taken up. We already know the guys that we like. So this gives us that piece, and it separates us from some of the other. We want the flex, we can add one of those other tight ends that we like Knox.
Man, ain't no difference from your stuff. Please get on out of here with that, sir.
Except Vegas loves the games that I chose. That's all.
Yeah, whatever, man.
I'm gonna play Allen Knox for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna bring it back. If I do, it'll be Hopkins or Hunt.
Okay, Chalky. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking to the other guy. I'm talking about the other guy.
I was the one that said, wait. Here's another one. Drake May bringing it back with Puka. Not Puka, Puka. Yeah.
I'm putting the guy on camera too.
And here's the crazy one of the week. Tua Achane. Just Tua and Achane. Nobody's playing Tua. What if Miami drops a 40 bomb?
Tua don't run, Doc. I'm with you, maybe even more so on May, man. Tua, I can't. Tua's a statue.
I know that's the problem. That's why. But look, who did I tell you first? May and Allen, because I know I'm getting rushing yards, and I'm not against Anthony Richardson, butt naked. Don't even touch the rest of that game.
Okay, now I can get with that, or even Lamar and the one that Willie and you guys said earlier. I can get with those. Not Tua though, Doc. I gotta
You're
stop.
right. If Tua throws for 260 and 3, right? I don't get the 300-yard bonus.
Right.
I get 13, and I get what? I get 25. It's okay, but I'm not taking down a tournament, am I?
Not when I'm getting something, a piece of that. And if you go all three to the train, then you might be in business if all three go there, because then you got all of it. But
all right, balls to the walls call from Willie Walls. What do you have for me, my man?
The guy that I have balls to the walls call is going to be now. You know what? Hold on for a minute. Well, see,
you didn't know this was coming. This was a surprise part of the show.
I tell you what. That my balls to the walls call is going to be the running back. How do you pronounce his name?
Mr.
Estime. If he gets go for 80 yards and a tutty and catch a ball or two at 4,500, it makes a lot of sense.
Swami, I estimate that you're not going to be choosing him.
It's just, I think you put pressure on him, and he just pulled the first thing out of his fourth point.
I'm not going to say Sutton. I mean, I love Sutton, but I'm not going to say Sutton. Come on, man.
Because he asked for a balls to the wall play.
Etime, that's coming from the balls. He could make me look good or break my balls. You know.
All right, Swami. Who's the Swami says pick?
I think somebody already mentioned one guy, so I'm gonna not go there. And the guy I'm gonna give you this week, Doc, we already talked about. I think I'm gonna stick with my guy Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb is a great play.
Great play.
I think Nick Chubb would take some stones to play him.
No, it's not. Do the chalkboard.
Okay. Okay, well, allow me to give you another play then. I'll take the challenge, and I'll put the chalkboard away, and I'll say, how's about could I interest you in some Valdez Scantling? Is that enough?
Oh, he just went off for what? Oh, okay, yeah.
No, but that's a play that nobody's going to want to go back to. I can get behind that.
I like him a lot. I like his matchup. I like how they're using him. And remember, they're going to need him in this game versus the Browns, as we think they're going to have to throw the ball. They're not going to be able to run the ball easy. They're going to have to take shots with him.
All right, I'm giving you the most obvious play ever that when we come back next week, we're going to say, how did we not have this play? Mike Tomlin from the College of William and Mary dissed this guy. He dissed Deontay Johnson. He said, I haven't seen him on tape. He basically, Deontay Johnson was a wide receiver 1 all season long, and now he's been like poo-poo on a stick. I think he comes back. I think he's pissed off. I think Lamar is going to make sure he gets his against his old team. Nobody's talking about it. I'm talking about it. I think Deontay scores.
He might score, Doc, but that 2 catches for 22 yards and a tutty.
Not going to be a rich friend from that game. From that,
is this
name? He got the anytime touchdown. Can I bet the anytime touchdown? Then if that's the case, I like Vele. I like Vele a lot in that Denver game.
Is his name Diaste? What is his name? What do they call him? Is it Diaste? Because he has been asked since he moved.
Listen, Willie. I'm Mike Williams, Deontay. This could be the number 2 receiver day in Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Okay.
All right. I could be wrong.
He's number 9 in Baltimore now. I think he's number 9 now.
If Valet don't get in the end zone, you guys are looking at 3 catches for 37 yards.
Thanks, Swami.
Real Coker-like. Real turban-like.
Coker was a choker.
Around-like.
All right.
Just saying.
We're almost out of here. We wish you much luck. Find us tomorrow on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio from 8 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Find us on Sunday morning in Discord. If you have questions, Willie and Swami and I will get back to you. We'll do our best. And what do we say, guys? We say be well and
take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.
Oh, my God.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.